Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the TV6 Digital Desk live stream. My name is Molly Birch, and I'll be taking you through a recap of today's headlines. This stream runs every night starting at 7 Central Time from Sunday to Thursday. Feel free to comment and ask any questions you have in the chat as you feel like it. I'll do my best to keep an eye on those as we go and after we stream as well. You can find us streaming on both Facebook or YouTube, whichever platform you'd prefer. With all of that business out of the way, let's take a look at our first story for tonight. Developing now, plans to add a new terminal at Ford Airport in Kingsford are on hold. An initial study gave construction costs an almost $30 million price tag. The airport will apply for federal grants to help fund the project. The Ford Airport manager says the airport is quickly approaching its capacity.
We're growing faster than we can keep up right now. That's one of the biggest problems. We're out of parking. The larger aircraft being on the ramp, it's got to be in a certain position.
Owen said he could not provide a timeline on when the grant process will be done. And the Biden administration is seeking to triple tariffs on Chinese steel and aluminum products. President Biden says Chinese policies and subsidies for their domestic steel undercut U.S. products. He says Chinese policy for more emissions when producing steel. Biden has called on his administration to investigate Chinese shipbuilding practices, which he says are built on non-market policies. The senior advisor to the president says the White House hopes other countries follow suit in opposition to Chinese export strategy.
China, if you want to be a big boy on the global trade spectrum, you got to play by the rules. And if you want to have an export strategy for your economy, go ahead. But you cannot do it by artificial.
Critics of tariffs say they ultimately pass increased costs to consumers and can result in retaliatory tariffs from other countries. And Michigan prisoners may get a chance to have their prison sentences shortened. Proposed legislation would allow some prisoners to request a resentencing hearing after serving 10 years. TV6's Caden Minus takes a look at how this would reduce the prison populations in the Upper Peninsula.
A set of Democratic proposed House bills is looking to reduce Michigan's prison populations and give inmates a second chance.
Referred to as the Second Look Sentencing Act, the package of bills would allow most prisoners who have served 10 years to petition for a hearing and have their longer sentences reconsidered. 6 of the 26 state prisons are located in the Upper Peninsula. While the Michigan Department of Corrections is unable to comment on the legislation itself, spokesperson Kyle Kaminsky says this set of laws could significantly reduce the current prison population.
About 3,300 prisoners currently housed at Upper Peninsula facilities that would appear to be eligible for this legislation as it was introduced. That reflects about 63% of the current prisoners who are in the UP.
The bill says a mass shooting offense is the only disqualifying conviction. However, the court does not have to grant a resentencing hearing for those who have been convicted of sexual crimes against children or repeat offenders of domestic violence. If a hearing is granted, a judge would have to consider factors including the age of the prisoner at the time of the offense, impact statements from victims, and what steps the prisoner has taken towards rehabilitation. Republican Representative Dave Preston was quick to criticize these bills.
We're not talking about nonviolent crime. We're talking about some of the most heinous criminals that are in our penitentiaries and prisons right now.
But Democratic Representative Jen Hill has another view. In an email to TV6, Hill said, Michigan has the longest sentences compared to its neighboring states for convicted criminals, but no less crime. As your representative, I assure you I am serious about the safety of our communities. I am staying engaged with my colleagues and community members as we address crime and the justice system in the UP.
The bills are currently sitting in the House and have been referred to the Committee on Criminal Justice. Caden Minus, TV6 News.
Thank you, Caden. The Marquette Maritime Museum needs help paying for its new roof. The museum has been fundraising and applying for grants for the roof, but it still needs a little help from the community to finish paying for it. The total cost of replacing the roof and asbestos abatement is around $155,000. The museum says it's almost at its goal, but now that the roof is finished, it needs help crossing the finish line.
We could still do raise another 20 to 30,000 would be great. It's just, you know, we had to get it done. We had no choice, and now that it's done, we got to pay for it.
You can donate to the Marquette Maritime's Roof Fund at uppermichigansource.com or the TV6 and Fox UP mobile news app. Graduating seniors at Escanaba Student Success Center also need your help. The center is asking community members to donate black graduation caps and gowns. Staff say many of the center's students cannot afford to purchase graduation regalia. A cap and gown with tassel costs around $60. The center is looking for gowns and caps of all shapes and sizes.
A simple thing like being able to walk across that stage to receive that diploma looking their best is, you know, the ticket to the next phase of their life. So that's why we try to do everything in our power to make it perfect for them.
Donations can be dropped off at Delta Schoolcraft Intermediate School District at 2525 3rd Avenue South. The Rosé Center will fill with the music of Mosaic for Earth this weekend, just ahead of Earth Day. The music celebrates parts of nature like mountains, oceans, and birds. It's accompanied by on-screen visuals and inspirational texts. Premiering last year at Virginia Tech, this is the second time the piece has ever been performed. The performance's composer says it aims to bring attention to humanity's impact on the environment and to motivate change.
We know that the impact is growing more and more urgent as the years go on, and we really need to make some large-scale changes. And music has an amazing capacity to bring people together and to inspire us and motivate us to action.
The performance will feature the Michigan Tech Choir, the Keweenaw Symphony Orchestra, and a children's choir from Houghton Elementary and Middle Schools. There will also be 4 soloists. Mosaic for Earth will begin at 7:30 p.m. on Saturday. And a family-friendly nature event is coming to Chocolate Township this Earth Day. Maurice's Great Start Collaborative is hosting its 6th annual Sharing Nature with Children event. There will be a host of nature-friendly stations like seed planting, tree games, and a scavenger hunt. There will also be live music and hot dogs for all attendees. Organizers say children are going to be taking care of the Earth soon, so it's vital to teach them why it's important to care about it.
What better thing to do to take care of the earth than to instill that love and that joy and that ethic of care in children. And that is, that's where it all starts, is in childhood. And so that's what this is all about too.
Sharing Nature with Children will be this Saturday from 11 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon at Lake and Inland Sculpture Park in Chocolate Township. And that's all the stories we have for you tonight. Be sure to tune in right back here on Facebook at 8:45 tomorrow morning. TV6's Mandy Koskela and Michael Sobek will recap top stories from the morning on their show, Beyond Your Morning News. I'll be back on Sunday for your TV6 Digital Desk live stream at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you have a story idea you think we should report on, feel free to contact us at any time. These are a few easy ways to get a hold of both myself and others in the newsroom. And again, you can contact us at any time. We would love to hear from you and what's happening in your community. Thank you all for joining me live at the TV6 Digital Desk. Have a great rest of your night and a great weekend.